Hey fam, thanks so much for joining us today. Well, you guys know this week we are talking about starting a business during the pandemic. So today I have with me special guest Sarah Gonzalez from Wildwood Films. Sarah is a awesome photographer. She's great at capturing these beautiful love stories and other stories for people on film. So Sarah, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes. So I want to jump right in. I want you to tell the audience more about Wildwood Films. How?
Yeah, so Wildwood Films is a wedding photography and videography business that I started last year officially. I specialize in elopements and kind of smaller intimate weddings, but I also do kind of normal sized weddings as well. I'm based in Minneapolis, Minnesota, but I also travel around the world too, which was kind of my favorite part of my job. So,
Oh my gosh, that's super exciting to be traveling everywhere.
yes.
I love that.
Get paid to travel and experience new places is super fun.
I know, that's awesome. Actually, what even got you into photography or filming?
Yeah, so since I was really little, I've always loved cameras. I remember when I was little, my mom would always film us with cameras, and I'd always be the one running to her saying, "Mom, I want to see, I want to see." And so it's funny to see kind of where I am now. But yeah, it started when I was really little. I was always interested in photos and kind of video editing. When I got to college, I took a couple of classes in film and photo, and they ended up being some of my favorite classes that I took. And then it kind of my last year of college, I kind of started getting into like while I was actually planning my own wedding, I got really interested in wedding videography and photography, and took a couple classes online, and just like really invested into it, and I just like fell in love with it. And yeah, since then it's just been crazy. It's been a fun journey. So
Yes, and I can actually tell that in the work that you produce because when I'm looking at those videos and the photography and things that you produce for Wildwood Films, I can see your passion in it, and it's just such great work. So, yes,
oh, thank you.
yeah. So, Sarah, one other question I have for you. I know that Wildwood Films started sort of as a side gig and as a hobby at first. So, I think recently, during the pandemic, is when you made this decision that you were going to go full time just doing Wildwood Films instead of making it like a little side gig. So, tell us how that decision came about and how you're doing during this pandemic with your business.
Yeah, so after college, I actually got a job as a graphic designer at a nonprofit organization and was working there for a year. And back in April, I actually got laid off due to COVID. And so I just kind of was like, I didn't really have another option at the time, and kind of just like, I'd been wanting to go full time in photo and video for a couple months. And I was like, oh, it's probably going to be another 6 months before, I could make it full time or maybe even try. Because I just like wasn't quite booked out for like the year yet. I was like kind of still slowly building my business, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just wait another 6 months, work here for a little while, and continue building up my clients. And um, when the when I got laid off, it was kind of just like, okay, like what's the plan here? Am I going to look for another job? Am I going to just try to go full time for a while and see how it goes? And so it was kind of a really cool story. It was kind of like God pulling me out of one thing and moving me into another thing, and it just really ended up being like a blessing and a sort. Like as soon as I got laid off, I started just diving full head into my business. And probably like a month in after I was laid off, and just diving full head into full time, I like my business took off. I was getting a bunch of bookings. I booked out my whole summer and fall, and I've been working like a crazy person these last couple of months, driving myself crazy a little bit. But yeah, it's been like the coolest like blessing where like I didn't know really where I was going to end up or what I was going to be doing, but it was, yeah, really cool to see, how God takes something that maybe wasn't ideal in like a pandemic where, like we all need
Mhm.
income, and having that fixed income is always really nice to have. And then when you don't have that anymore, it gets a little bit scary. But yeah, it's just been like the biggest blessing. So
Yes, and this actually really showed, Sarah, that you are in your purpose of what you should be doing. Because all these windows opened for you to be able to do exactly what you love and what I can say and attest to that you're really great at. Because little hint, you guys, she's my photographer. Um, she did my gorgeous photo shoot for all those great pictures that you guys see and headshots that I have on my website. So I'm a little biased and partial. Um, she's awesome and just really easy to work with. But yes, Sarah, I am just so glad. I'm not glad that the pandemic hit, but I am so glad that this has turned out this way for you because it's just allowing you that space of the creativity that you've always had and that you wanted to branch out and do by having your own business here. So I think the pandemic probably pushed you to that
It
level of greatness
did.
and just trusting that, okay, I'm going to do this. And I love how you said that the bookings just started coming, like your calendar started filling up. So you
Mhm.
didn't know what the pandemic was going to bring, but it brought
Yeah,
out a great result for you.
it's kind of crazy because I remember when I first started, um, I was having to do like, all this marketing and putting out Facebook ads and stuff. And now I don't do any of that anymore. It's just like a lot of people are just word of mouth referrals. And so that's been like really cool to see just the business growing in a sense that way. So
Mhm. Yes. So, Sarah, I am so super excited for you and Wildwood Films and what it is morphing into. And I'm wishing you great success because I see that already. I check out your all of your things that you put on all your social media, all the cool places that you're traveling, and I'm just super excited for you and just excited for people who are able to serve their passion and be able to serve others. Because you guys are serving us with such great results and that you're able to do this in the middle of a pandemic and just be so successful. So I'm really excited for you.
yeah,
Yeah, so Sarah, thank you so much. I know you have a lot of editing to get back to.
I
You
do.
probably have a backlog where people are like anxiously waiting for video and photos. So thank you so much from me and my audience for taking time out of your busy day to be here with us and to tell us more about Wildwood Films.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks so much for having me.
Yes. So we will see you guys next time. Bye bye.